Hello.
Hello. And welcome to episode 56 of the Player 3 podcast. I'm your host, Luke Croft. Alongside me, we have the always visually stunning Larry Hunt.
Hi.
And over here on my other side, he can fix you a nice, delicious glass of Pepsi and steal your daughter's heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Martin.
Yeah.
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
And together, in a blender, we form a bloody Player 3 podcast. We get together every Monday. We talk about video games over here on twitch.tv/player3podcast. And we push it out to you on youtube.com/player3podcast and all of your favorite podcast services. You can find us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, all those places. Leave us a review. We will read it out on the podcast if it says something nice or if it says something funny yet mean.
We will probably still read it.
It's true. Very true.
Even if it's not funny, we'll read it and make it funny.
Because we crave attention here.
Zephyr Baby's here. Zephyr, it's so good to see you, man. I need to tell Zephyr something. Number one, he asked the question that's on everybody's minds right now. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Turn your freaking phone down, Seth.
Yes, Seth. I wouldn't forget to do that ever.
I made a mistake. It happens. I didn't inhale, though.
We played that game last week.
Did you?
Yeah, not trying not to inhale.
We played the smoke and reefer game.
No, we played. Well, it was Bill Bush or Obama, and what's his name? Ben, who's dead this week. He brought us quotes, and we had to guess who it was that said it.
We did terrible, but Luke won.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's right, because I didn't win anything. You won gum the last time.
Yep.
But anyway, Zephyr wants to know if we had a good Thanksgiving.
I had an excellent Thanksgiving. I got to take my annual photo of me devouring an entire turkey leg. It's good.
Me too. Boom.
Up top.
How's yours?
I don't want one. It was good. My mild Thanksgiving.
Zephyr said, I know Larry did from the photo of him eating a turkey leg.
Context clues.
So I'm not the only one stalking someone on social media.
You see, Zephyr, over here in America, we celebrate Thanksgiving because we have things to be thankful for. Thankful number one that we broke from the tyranny of your people. All right? How's your Thanksgiving, Seth?
Mine was good. No big details. Just I spent a lot of it nude.
No details.
No details.
I feel like that is a detail.
A lot of it was. Well, that's the only detail. A lot of it was nude.
Just keep saying it.
I was nude. Just, I'm not gonna say that, but I better stop.
Like Mother Teresa.
Like Mother Teresa on a cold Thursday afternoon.
Oh, mine was fantastic. I also ate a giant turkey leg. It was great. I had clothing on for the most part of it.
Me too. I was staying with in-laws.
For the most part.
Clothing was necessary.
See, when you're with the in-laws, that's the time that you wanna hang dong the most because
What is he talking about?
you've gotta show them that you're you're valuable.
Yeah, it's a superiority kind of thing.
Exactly. Like
The dominance.
you have to assert your dominance all over the family because.
I understand. I'm tracking with you.
Yeah. It's hard to explain, but it's Darwinism, really.
Hey, Diz, you're a trained and unlicensed counselor because of that one instance, but you understand the family dynamic. Is there credence to what Seth is saying over here?
You got to show them that you're
I'm
able
take
to.
that as a no.
That you're a virile. Member of society that can, have many, many children.
But we already have a child. Isn't that proof enough?
No. That could be a fluke.
Yeah. Very true.
If it's not 4, it doesn't count.
Not 4?
If you can't raise your family without the help of the government, then you're not doing it right.
If you can't field an entire NBA basketball team, you don't have enough children.
What if I raise 4 children without the help of the government?
Then you were doing it wrong. That is
Yeah,
what Seth just said.
Because
6
that's
children.
what the government's there for, really.
Yeah.
Is it not? I won't vote, but I do expect the government to pay all of my bills.
All right, Zephyr, what I wanted to tell you is you keep asking about 3 Topic Thursday. our schedules have gotten crazy busy, and so we have had to cancel 3 Topic Thursday for the time being. Not saying we won't come back and visit it, mostly because I'm not going to have a job here in a few months. It's going to be great. But yeah, so for right now, there will be no 3 Topic Thursday. Hate to break that to you. But we still have the Player 3 podcast, and we're going to get this show started like we get every show started with the releases of the week.
Releases of the week. Clap, clap.
I don't know whose birthday it was. Last week it was Larry's mom's birthday.
Larry's mom's birthday.
Was it not? No.
Well, that was a couple weeks ago. It was my
I
week.
don't remember.
It was
but
my week.
mom's birthday is November 9th, the day Halo 2 came out.
So one important thing came out that day, and your mother was also born.
Right. That's how I remember. Never knew my mom's birthday until Halo 2 came out.
We got jokes on jokes.
Oh, man. All right. Releasing on both consoles this week, we have Handball 16. Yeah, this is a real thing. Hold on. Going to Google it. Handball. Oh, my gosh. What is going on today?
I thought you already Googled it.
Yeah, and then I X'd out of the tab.
Oh,
Handball
Dios mío.
16 video game. This game looks awesome, guys. It's not made by EA Sports,
It's in the game.
unfortunately. Where's my mouse here? I'm struggling today. Whoa! Can't show that. Good old screenshot for it, though.
What is happening?
It's loading the image.
That was 2 ladies making love.
No, not quite.
Oh, the first handball game on new generation consoles. Was there a handball game on earlier generations of consoles?
If there wasn't, I mean, we were missing out.
Handball 16 will include classic career and season modes, but also a new multiplayer mode. It will allow players to take control of the official teams of the greatest national championships to apply the authentic strategies of the sport. Larry,
Talk to me.
name for me 5 pro handball players. Begin.
Would you like to pass?
Mia Hamm.
Mia Hand, yes.
Darren Williams.
Deron Williams, the best point guard in the league.
Tiger Woods.
Yes.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yes. One more.
And
Whoopi Goldberg.
No.
Pistol Pete
Well, she's a
Piccolo.
ref. I've forgotten.
So this is Handball 16 right here.
Pistol
It's really
Pete
just
Piccolo.
a lot of guys who couldn't make it in any other sport playing this sport. So where you throw this ball into this goal. That's what's going on, Seth.
How is there not a kickball game out there floating around in the world?
There was a kickball game that was made back in the day. I think it was on the Wii. I'm going to look it up. Let me get out of this real quick.
Maybe a dodgeball game?
I don't know if there's been a dodgeball game. Kickball video game. I don't normally have this struggle with reaching my keyboard. Does anyone know what's going on?
It's German.
What's German?
Handball.
Handball is a German game?
What's that for saying?
I don't think there's enough anger.
Wow.
Huh?
I'm sure handball can be pretty aggressive.
Ben isn't here. Someone's got to fill the gaps here. Major League Kickball was released in 2010. Yeah. It was an app. That's why you never heard of it, because it wasn't on a real platform.
Dizzy's sister's birthday is Thursday.
It is.
Happy birthday,
Sarah.
They're born on the same day.
The-
Many years apart.
The grant.
They were definitely born many years apart. But were they, though?
The grandfather?
The grandfather. The godfather.
Could be like a Benjamin Button syndrome.
What's up, Busy Moose? So yeah, Handball 16 is coming out. Then we have Just Cause 3. That game looks fun. Looks really fun. Destructible environments. Biggest world in any open world game ever. It's the size, at least, of this desk.
I don't think I'll be playing it.
I won't be playing it immediately, but with my GameStop gift cards, I'll inevitably get for Christmas unless I die before then. If I die, Larry, you can give all of my gift cards to Seth.
Go ahead and tell him rest in peace.
So Just Cause 3 is coming out. Anyone planning on playing that? You playing it?
I've never played a Just Cause game.
Me either.
Are they fun?
There's too much floating out there right now. Like
That is true.
I've still got to grab Fallout. I've still got to grab Until Dawn. And then of course like February and March have some cool stuff coming out. So that's gonna be one I have to wait many years to play probably.
Larry.
Getting fresh.
Yeah, I appreciated that. Then we have Rainbow Six Siege coming out. The beta for that just ended yesterday evening.
We're going to talk about that later. Now?
You want to just talk about it now? Because, I mean, it's not like we can give a full-fledged review of the game.
Yeah,
so.
that's fine. We don't have reviews for you.
I will start by saying, Ubisoft, get your crap together. All right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, this was supposed to release last Tuesday. It got delayed from going into open beta. It had been in closed beta for a little bit longer than that, I believe. But got delayed from going into open beta because of server issues. And we were trying to play last night, and you couldn't get on it earlier.
Right.
I couldn't get on. It was freezing my Xbox, and it was just like, this is just what Ubisoft does when they have anything with an online component to it, and it's awful. And all it made me think about was how much this is going to suck when it happens to the Division. Not if it happens to the Division, but when it happens to the Division.
Yeah.
Preach, girlfriend.
I was sad. Eventually, I got into the game.
So tell me what you thought once you got in.
I've never played a game like it. It was really interesting. The concept is a lot of fun. And I had fun with it, but I've never been a big fan of Tom Clancy games. Just the way that you move through the environment has always been kind of uncomfortable to me, real slow-paced. And I was hoping this one would be a little faster. Like, I don't expect it to be like Halo flying through the map fast, but I expect a guy trying to rescue hostages to at least do more than a walk.
It depends on how much you value the hostage, really. Like,
Yeah.
is she a
Rich?
thought, or is she, or is she like a voting? I'm on the voting thing today for some reason. I don't know why.
Go vote, guys.
Is
Just
she-
today. Just go find
something
anything
to vote on.
for. Whatever.
I will put a poll on Twitter in a few minutes.
Yeah, you do that. We'll think of a question for you to vote on. We want you to vote. Be a good citizen.
But it just depends on. Is it always a woman that you're rescuing?
I actually didn't play a match where you rescued a woman. You were just trying to disarm a bomb.
Okay.
But
Well, it's good that they have
So
variety there, but-
metaphorically,
yeah. But it
you were
was
saving maybe many women.
it was kind of cool. Like, you can grapple hook onto anything. That was a lot of fun. Like, you can just walk up to the edge of a building and throw a grapple hook up and climb. So that was fun. And you can jump through windows. It was a lot of fun, but I was really terrible at it. My teammates didn't like me much because I was terrible at it. And like one time, this guy fell off the roof on accident, and I went to save him and hit the wrong button to rappel over the edge of the roof, and instead I just jumped off the roof onto his body, and we both bled out. And the worst thing was we were shooting through the floor at somebody. It has crazy destructible environments, which was really awesome. But we were shooting through the floor at somebody, and I thought that I had an assault rifle, but what I actually had was a shotgun, and I may have just blown my teammate away indiscriminately. And he may have yelled,
without prejudice.
"What the heck is wrong with you, Ninja? Why did you just shoot me in the back with a shotgun?"
Busy Moose, yes. Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming out this week. There you have it.
It's been said.
Xenoblade.
It's been covered. We don't really play much on the Wii U unless it's Mario Kart or Smash Brothers. So,
I'm real interested in their next console, though.
oh yeah, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in the P3P
It's
house.
the most wonderful.
In the after party lounge, maybe.
After party lounge.
Yeah. So, don't pick this game up.
No, I didn't say hot. I asked,
Okay, hold
I
on,
asked
hold on,
if-
hold
okay,
on.
Okay.
Zephyr says, I wouldn't want Seth as a hostage negotiator. Quote, is the hostage hot? He misunderstood you, but I'm not positive I'm going to give you the time to explain yourself. So, also releasing on both.
Can you not say thought on the air?
I don't. You can. This is Twitch. You can say whatever you want.
Okay.
Like,
You
Zephyr,
just
I don't-
can't
I don't
show
know
your
if-
hairy man nipples.
I'm sure you have them over there, but I don't know if the lingo's made it over that way yet. It's what is it? That hoe over there?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a derogatory term for women of a certain standard. There we have it.
Yeah.
THOT.
THOT. Have you not heard of this? A thought?
You've never heard of this?
There's like a specific like Thoughts of Martinsville Facebook page out there. Yeah, there was. I don't know if it's still there
This
or not.
is one of the slang terms teens come up with, and I'm like, you're all stupid. I don't even know why I talk to you.
But it's really convenient to say. It rolls off the tongue.
No.
That. I saw two women making out at the bar on my birthday a couple weeks ago.
Happy birthday to you, Seth.
And I just started screaming across the room like that. That.
Gosh.
And eventually they didn't hear me.
How much do you want to get stabbed?
Oh, not much. They laughed. And just a little bit. I mean, I like taking the chance, but they smiled, they waved.
Releasing on the PS4 this week. My advice is do not pick up Rainbow Six Siege when it releases. Wait for people to tell you what the servers are like, because it'll just be frustrating. If it wasn't right 24 hours before the game comes out, it's not going to be right when the game comes out.
With the amount of issues that Black Ops 3 had coming out, a game of that caliber. I don't trust Ubisoft at all with that kind of release, and I could have told you that before the beta had problems.
Yeah.
Also releasing this week on both consoles, we have Chivalry Medieval Warfare, besiege castles and raid villages in Chivalry Medieval Warfare, a fast-paced medieval first-person slasher with a focus on multiplayer battles.
That sounds like a lot of fun to me. I like sword play. Like, I wish the whole world would get rid of its guns and bombs and we would just kill each other with swords again.
Have you watched that show?
No, because I
But
don't
I-
have cable.
Okay.
We watched the first 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Did you hear
The
about
woman,
old?
like,
oh,
stabbed
never
people
mind.
with
Never
their high
mind.
heels
Never
and
mind.
stuff?
Never mind.
Whoa, you almost spoiled something, didn't you?
Kinda, but it's like something in the trailer for next
Oh, okay.
the next half of the season of The Walking Dead.
Okay. All right, awesome. All right, let's move on to the drop. Everything releasing on the PlayStation 4 platform this week. This is really the last major week of releases that we're going to have in 2015. So,
Looks like old
releasing-
Ryan Clements dropped the ball again.
I know, he must have been on vacation. We have Arcade Archives, The Legend of Cage. We have Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors releasing on the PS4 and PS Vita. Then we have Kung Fu Panda Showdown of Legendary Legends. And the Uncharted 4 Thief's End multiplayer beta. You going to play that?
I don't have the game,
Oh,
so
that's right.
That'll have to be all you.
I may have to try that out. Yes. May I help you?
With Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors, every week on the drop, I'm beginning to wonder, do you think that Sony just has like this random name generator that they have for their games?
It's just got 10,000 words in it in a hopper, and they just
Yeah.
pick out 3 and put a colon between the first and second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And
Why? How Darius Burst even got into it is beyond me.
Well, see, the thing about Darius was that Darius was an old Civil War captain.
Who loved Starbursts.
Yeah, and basically, like all he would do was chew and chew and chew, and his teeth rotted out, and he was just one of those guys that he'd be shouting orders like, "Teeth to the heel," because he doesn't have teeth. He can't. I'm sorry. Ben's not here.
You are channeling everything about Ben times 1,000 right now. Because I haven't understood anything you've said this entire podcast.
Teeth to the heel. That's the point, though, because he doesn't have teeth.
No. I know the words you're saying.
Okay.
I just can't put them together.
No due process.
That's right. All right.
What?
I'm just agreeing with everything he says from
I
now
know.
on. Yes, Seth. All right. Your PlayStation Plus free games with not gold. Your instant collection got announced this week, releasing on the PS4 and available tomorrow. Will be Gauntlet Slayer Edition. Another 3-word. Yes.
Is that like the old Gauntlets, like
I'll click on it.
Blue Wizard is about to die. Yellow Valkyrie needs food badly.
GameSpot needs to get their stuff together that when you click a link in their article, it opens it up in a new tab so that I don't have to constantly go back and reload the page I was just on. I don't know. Does this look like what you're talking about? It's got this dude with abs. Look,
Yeah,
Luchador.
it looks like it is. Dude, that was the
Oh.
original Stay Up All Night video game for me.
Really?
Like, we would just go through that game and just suck at it and try to win and never win because it's arcade style.
Well, if you go drop $350 on a PlayStation, another $50 on a PlayStation Plus membership, you can get this game for free. All right.
That's a deal.
We have King's Quest Chapter 1, A Night to Remember.
A night to remember.
Oh, yes.
Get
yes,
it?
yes. And this
Do
is
you
the
grasp
review
the double
for it, so.
entendre?
So you don't even get the whole thing, just the first chapter of it. And then let's see, that's all that's going to be playable on the PS4, actually. All right, that's everything that's releasing on PlayStation this week. No. We've got Xbox games.
Okay.
Releasing exclusively on the Xbox, we have The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. Set in a gothic noir universe resembling a fantastical 19th century Europe filled with monsters, magic, and weird technology, The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing will follow the son of the famed hunter known in-game as Van Helsing in a tale wrought with wry humor and snappy dialogue. Van Helsing, a larger-than-life hero possessing a dark yet something because I forgot to paste the rest of the description.
I love those stories that are like based off of Van Helsing. Like, I don't know. I'm really drawn to them. Jessica and I recently watched the Hugh Jackman film Van Helsing, and
X-Men.
I got punched because she eventually realized that it was also a Kate Beckinsale film called Van Helsing.
Way to slip that in there.
Ha
Oh,
For those of you who don't know, Larry is banned from watching all things with
Kate Beckinsale.
with Kate Beckinsale in them, which is unfortunate because Pearl Harbor is freaking awesome.
Was
She in
she
that?
in Pearl Harbor?
No. The movie Pearl Harbor was awesome, not the event. They just started saying too soon.
I didn't catch what was happening. Now I get
Is it
It's
really
funny.
though? Okay.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh! All right, the free games with gold. You can actually play this Van Helsing game, Larry.
Yes,
It'll be free
because
the entire
Kate
month of
Beckinsale is
December.
not in it, and it's free for December.
That's right. You can also get Thief.
Hey, and it's in the genre for a Lair Hunt's Evil episode.
Is it?
I mean, it's horror, right? There we go.
You too.
Horror.
Me too.
Horror.
Seth?
Up top.
This?
Gary,
Gary?
go home. All right,
guys.
so that's everything that's releasing this week.
Releases of the week. Clap, clap.
Happy birthday, Sarah. Huh? Yeah, it's your sister's birthday this week. She gets a shout out so that she'll listen to the podcast.
Yes.
Send her a tweet. Does she tweet? Does she Facebook?
She a tweeter?
Send her a message on Facebook. Tell her Seth wants her number too. She's married. She's got 4 kids too.
She's
Dude.
doing it right. She has 4 children. Is she accepting assistance from the government right now? Oh, get her on that.
Gosh.
All right, let's move on to the news.
News with the podcast guy.
Happy birthday, Sarah. And her 4 children. She timed that perfectly. They all have the same birthday.
That's skill. That's skill.
2 of them do.
Oh, twins.
Mother of God.
All right. It's a slow week in news, and we're having a fantastic mood of an episode for a slow week in news.
Yeah, I'm just,
Yeah, we're 21 minutes into this thing.
What?
We're just getting to the news.
First item on the list. This is how to unlock Metal Gear Solid
Skip this thing,
5's
please.
nuclear disarmament secret. All right, this is from Matt Porter over at IGN. It says Konami has confirmed how to unlock the secret nuclear disarmament ending for Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Although the secret ending apparently leaked back in September, you can see the video. Blah blah blah. Konami has now released the instructions on how to unlock the event for real, and it's not going to be easy. One of the original theories was true. All nuclear weapons at the FOBs of everyone in your console's region have to be dismantled. The full instructions are as follows. You must complete Mission 31. You must not own or be currently developing a nuclear weapon. If you have any nukes in stock, you must dismantle them. Certain conditions related to nuclear proliferation must be met on the regional servers for your corresponding gaming platform. All nuclear weapons on the regional server corresponding to your console or platform must have been dismantled. In other words, the amount of nukes on your platform server must be equal to 0. And then it will trigger this event. And then if the conditions become unmet, you can meet them again and it will trigger the event again. Quote, if all 4 conditions are met, you will automatically trigger the secret nuclear disarmament event when you return to Mother Base or after you complete a main mission. Should new nukes be developed after conditions 3 or 4 have been fulfilled, this event can be repeated by fulfilling all 4 conditions again. So this will unlock the secret ending that was leaked back in September for Metal Gear. Go ahead, Larry.
I don't understand any of this.
Metal Gear Solid is a game that can be played on various platforms by people of various races and genders.
What about non-genders?
Them too.
Okay.
You caught up to speed yet?
Species? Could a chimp play this game?
Well trained enough, or given millions of years to
tell you
evolve
what,
into a human.
let me tell you why this really grinds my gears. I finally built a nuclear weapon on this game.
On the game,
On
NSA.
the game.
He built a nuke on the game.
Josh Lilly is a terrorist.
I finally did it. What day did I text you in a rage?
Friday.
Friday. Yeah, Friday. The day after Thanksgiving.
I saw that text.
And it took me so long because I've been playing other games. I'm not always on Metal Gear. I'm not always raiding people's FOBs. And I finally did it. And I wanted the trophy. And I was about to go and dismantle it so I could get another trophy for the game, because you also get a trophy for dismantling a nuclear weapon. And not 3, but I wanted to go and like try to see the nuclear weapon just so I could, look upon all that I've wrought.
In a game.
In the game. not 3 minutes after, like I literally like went back to my base, and I get there immediately after building the weapon, and as soon as the loading screens are done, I land. My soldiers are saluting me right there on the helicopter pad, and all of a sudden an alert comes up that someone is raiding my FOB, and so I'm like, all right, I gotta go, I gotta stop them. They're gonna get my nuke. He got my nuke. I stopped him, but it was too late. And then I sent a really vulgar text message to everyone saying that how upset I was that this happened to me, and Luke was like, this is maybe what you got caught up in. I didn't know that this event was going on. It struck me.
How quickly did you trade the game then?
Oh, no, it's still there. I'm going to build again. I'm going to make it so hard for everyone else to
There's so many nukes.
to get this.
On the game.
On the game. I'm going to make it so hard for all these cats to unlock this ending. Beware.
Zephyr says he still needs to pick up Metal Gear 5. I think this is a really cool concept because you would know this better than I do, but from what I've read, like this is kind of a theme in Metal Gear. Is the idea, like
that's why like the whole premise behind Metal Gear Solid, like especially in like the Solid Snake games, is that he wants the Metal Gears, which are like mobile nuclear tanks, to
on the game
bipedal nuclear mobile tanks. They want them gone, just like for the sake of not having people with too many nuclear weapons. And of course, Metal Gears can be mass produced. It happens in Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 2. Like there are multiple. That's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. We're gonna have a conversation here. But yeah, like, it's a long running theme. That's the whole mission behind like Solid Snake. When the time comes, it's getting rid of all these things so that the world is a better place.
And it's just one other thing that like Kojima really was able to do here in this kind of swan song of his that he wasn't ever able to do in any of his previous games because of this like online element where you can raid other people's bases and do it. So even though it made you mad, I think it is a cool concept.
Oh, it definitely is. But now will I get to reap what is being sown here and get this ending? Probably not. Because of course what it sounds like, you have to really be playing like a story mission or return to your mother base at like the exact right time. Someone in your regional server, it I guess isn't developing a new nuclear weapon, or that just basically that there are no nukes out there in your region whatsoever.
So how many people would you guess? I mean, just spitballing
I don't know. In the article, didn't it say that the Xbox 360 or was it PS3 or Xbox 360 that
Oh yeah, that's right. He tweeted about this.
There were like 300 and some, or no, 35 nukes remaining. That's what it was.
That's impressive.
Steam users have a long way to go to dismantle 11,473.
Yeah, I mean, this game sold like what 5 million copies so far.
Yeah,
and there's no telling how many of those people have built nukes because it is hard to achieve.
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's going to take coordination and communication among people in these regions on these servers to do it. So I mean, it kind of like it's just a full on.
But people are really doing it because I wanted to pay this sucker back. I guess he didn't have any nukes for me to go raid, so I was like, all right, let me go and pay it forward and steal someone else's nuke, some random cat. And I was
on the
game.
We are stealing nuclear weapons on the game.
Just like Obama, they want to come in and take all your nuclear weapons away from you.
Man, they're all for gun control. Give us our nukes, Obama. We're hunters.
But I was trying to go, and there were probably 10 or 15 people online right then with nuclear weapons, and I went and tried to steal from all of them. There was already someone out there in the world trying to steal from them, and you can't have two people in the same base raiding at the same time.
So do you like legitimately sneak through their bases?
Yeah.
Get stuff?
Exactly.
So it's like,
and you have to watch out for and you can upgrade your bases to have like more and more like mines set out and like those flying security drones that have machine guns on them, and there are security cameras that can catch you, and you just have, depending on the level of the base, is kind of how wary you have to be. And of course there are soldiers that have their S or A or B ranking depending on the soldiers that you've faulted out
in the field.
Of the world.
Can they fault them out of your base?
Yeah,
and steal them.
Yeah, that's why they want you to buy spend real money to buy insurance. On,
that's bullcrap.
On all that stuff. Which maybe if I had spent some money on insurance for my nuke, then I would still have a nuke. But I don't know.
Nuke insurance. Russia should look into that.
Take that, Russia.
Next item on the list. Moving on. Let's see. PlayStation has won Black Friday, according to some research that was published over on Polygon, but this is, for some reason, I linked the IGN article to it. Oh, well, it's got the same information. Here we go. Sony's gaming platform was the preferred console during Black Friday, according to marketing study conducted by InfoScout. The study, which tracked the purchases of over 250,000 receipts captured on mobile devices during Thanksgiving night and into Black Friday, reports that millennial consumers, those between the ages of 18 to 35, preferred PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. According to InfoScout research via Polygon, Black Friday resulted in an 8% spike for interest in PlayStation among millennials, and it came at the cost of a significant portion of Xbox consumer mindshare. Meanwhile, middle-aged consumers were slightly more partial to Xbox, though interest in PlayStation did see a 3% spike during the holiday shopping weekend. InfoScout also reports PlayStation 4 was the top-selling item at Best Buy during Black Friday based on over 150,000 receipts captured on mobile devices. The PS4 500 gigabyte Uncharted console bundle was the retailer's biggest moneymaker. I believe that sold for $300. Just yesterday, Target reported record-breaking sales on Thanksgiving and revealed its top-selling items during the holiday weekend, with Wii U leading the charge online. That's kind of crazy. So, anyway, thought this was kind of interesting. So, middle-aged millennials on an average day, 39% for Xbox, 40% for PlayStation. On Black Friday, those numbers shifted from 32 to 48%. Like, that's a huge, huge jump there. So we said, I mean, the title of this article says that PlayStation won Black Friday, but in all actuality, if the Wii U is leading sales at Target, all gaming platforms won on Black Friday. You guys into Black Friday at all?
No.
I am a staunch advocate of not supporting Black Friday.
Yeah. What's up, Rick? Drifting. Yeah, I'm the same way. Ben is huge into it. I was hoping Ben would be here when we talked about this, but Ben is the kind of guy that, like, they wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and they go to, like, doorbuster sales and stuff. And I understand that a lot of the videos we watch are more like, it's not normally the usual, but I know our Walmart had a fight where 4 or 5 people got arrested on Black Friday.
This year?
Yeah, over a TV a couple days ago. So I really just have no interest in being a part of it.
I've been twice. Once in 2005 on the day that Pat Morita died, and again 2 years ago in the thick of it, like late night waiting in line kind of deal. And that was when I was like, never again. A, it's not worth it, and B, as they keep moving it further and further back into Thanksgiving, I really hate that.
Yeah.
And I'm super judgmental of everybody who goes on Thanksgiving. You suck.
We're starting to see more companies kind of back away from that. I know GameStop didn't open until actual Black Friday, like 5 o'clock in the morning. But I was talking to somebody one time about it, and about how they would be okay with Black Friday if they gave their employees the option to work on it, if it wasn't like forcing them to work. Because there may be employees that don't have family, don't have things that they do on a Black Friday. So working on Thanksgiving Day isn't that big a deal to them, and they'd get some extra money from it. And I'd be down with that. But yeah, the whole, like, all Walmarts are going to be open at 7 o'clock on Thanksgiving night. I'm like, that's a bunch of bullcrap.
My 16-year-old sister had to go into work at 5:30 a.m. that morning, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's some legal issues there. Like, the curfew for driving doesn't lift till 6 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. And
I don't know. I can look that up for you.
It's not that important.
I got you, man. Don't you worry. West Virginia driving curfew laws. Boom, baby.
Boom. You did it.
How long has she been there?
Okay, I'm going to let you scroll through this, and I'm going to talk for a second because I thought it was interesting. Okay, you can only drive between the hours of 5 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay, so it was legal. I was wrong.
There's also a 0 alcohol tolerance in West Virginia. You can be on as much methamphetamine as you'd like.
That's sadly true. There was a home invasion one street over when I was in West Virginia.
What'd you get? No, tell the story. This is a good story.
Oh, it was a failed home invasion because they picked the wrong house. The guy
Had a
carried his
nuclear weapon that Obama was trying to take from him.
The guy carried his sidearm even at home and held the guy at gunpoint till the police arrived. But it kind of made Jessica's family nervous. One street over, somebody got their door kicked in. Yeah.
A no-knock warrant. I understand. The thing about the millennials and the middle-aged people, they're being kind of this big discrepancy. Let's go back to this article real quick.
I want to know, real quick.
I want to
How
know.
how many years can millennials be defined as 18 to 35-year-olds?
Yeah, when does the number shift? That is a good point. But let me click back over here onto the screen because that's not the right one. Because millennials, it was 32, 19, 48, Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation. For middle-aged people, it was 37, 30, 33 split of interest in what people bought. I have a theory about this. I believe that the older you get, like past that millennial range into like your upper 30s, especially if you are a middle-aged person who's not buying these games for yourself, but you're buying them for a child or, I mean, even older, maybe a grandchild. So we, like Kleenex is not what those tissues are called. Kleenex is the brand, and we just associate the brand with the product, and so all of those become Kleenexes. Same thing with iPads. Like an iPad is a tablet, but not all tablets are iPads.
And a Q-tip is a cotton swab.
Yes, and a Frisbee is a flying disc.
I
Not a
didn't know
Frisbee.
that one.
Yeah, Frisbee's a brand. So,
A hacky sack is a foot bag.
really,
Yes.
didn't know that either. You know any of these, Seth?
Nah.
If you live in Tennessee, Coke is a specific brand of soda, and you're an idiot.
It's pop.
I'm okay with that. Coke is not what my root beer is.
That's true. You want a Coke? Yeah. Here's root beer.
This is a grape soda. I kid you not, Tennessee. That's how it works.
A lot of things don't work in Tennessee. Anyway, I think in video games, though, we kind of have that same idea that when we think about a video game system, we think, I think way back in the day, it was you're playing Nintendo. If you're like, I'll be playing Vita, and like my mom will still be like, "You playing your Game Boy?"
Yeah. My mom still talks about my Nintendos. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think after that, it became the Xbox. I don't ever think PlayStation really had the opportunity to kind of be the gaming console that people just associated with games to the extent that all consoles just became PlayStation. So,
Which is interesting because of the sales rates.
Yeah. I mean, they won last console generation, but
oh yeah. But Xbox around like when it was at like the peak, buy these things as holiday presents, like in those middle years, Xbox was the dominant thing there. But you hear people nowadays saying you better get off the Xbox regardless of what you're playing. And so
Yeah.
when a middle-aged person walks into a GameStop and is gonna purchase something for their kid, I would imagine a lot of them are like, well, you got a Nintendo or you got an Xbox or whatever. And so I think that may be some of this discrepancy. I was going to ask you guys what you thought maybe middle-aged people were using these days to refer to all consoles. That may be a little ageism.
I
It's
think,
okay.
I think Xbox is still the thing. Like, that's just what I hear.
Like, hey, you got any of them here Xboxes?
Yep.
You agree, sir?
I do. Old people especially have very small lung capacity.
Oh my god.
Right, so it's a lot easier. Like Xbox, 2 syllables. PlayStation, that's a whole extra syllable that they're wasting, and so like it's just that much easier to be like,
They'd be fainting.
"What are you
in
doing
aisles.
on the old Xbox there?" instead of the old PlayStation.
There?
There it is.
They don't have much time. They got to save as much as they can.
Exactly, because they drive so slow. They got to compensate.
I have another theory for why the difference. I think Nintendo still dominates the kid market, and older people are still buying for kids.
Mm-hmm.
And even me having a child now, if something doesn't change in the amount of games that have co-op options, I'll be going back to Nintendo because I want to play games with my daughter. So,
Yeah. Well, and among the 3 of the latest consoles, it's the cheapest also.
very true.
Even though
Yeah.
those of us who look at it and say that's still overpriced at, I think it's $229 still or
Yeah.
$249. It's overpriced, but it's the cheapest among all the different consoles. So I think the Target thing's really interesting that it was the number one, well, one of the top Black Friday sellers. All right, next item on the list here. Here's a $500 Kratos statue.
I really like Seth's show notes entry.
Of course there is.
All right, next item on the list. PS4 has sold over 300 million units. I really didn't have anything to say about that. Would you spend $500 on a Kratos statue, Seth? Or have you?
Of course not. Well, I mean, other than I wouldn't do it again.
PS4 sales hit 30 million worldwide. Global sales of PlayStation 4 have surpassed 30 million units in just 2 years since the console's release, Sony revealed on Wednesday. Sony claims that the partially estimated sell-through figure, quote, demonstrates the fastest and strongest growth in PlayStation hardware history. Sony's best-selling console, the PlayStation 2, broke all-time industry records with sales of more than 155 million units during its 12 years on the market. Its predecessor sold more than 100 million units in 9 years. The PlayStation 3 has reached 80 million units in roughly the same amount of time. The 30 million sales milestone was achieved just weeks after a series of PS4 price cuts across North America, Australia, Japan, and Europe. Who wrote the story? Rob Crossley. Not our dude. Andrew House, the group chief executive at PlayStation, said, quote, "We are sincerely grateful that gamers across the globe have continued to choose PS4 as the best place to play since the launch 2 years ago. We are committed to bringing engaging games and a bunch of marketing speed," end quote. 30 million units for PlayStation, guys. That's pretty impressive.
It's a lot of PlayStations.
And there was an article over on Variety about how there are some sales projections that the combined numbers for the PS4 and the Xbox One will go over 500 million over 50 million units by the end of the year. I'm not going to read this article, but I just thought that was interesting. I'll show it so that you know it exists. There you go. That could be a picture that I photoshopped. Who
Boom,
knows?
baby.
All right.
That's the Onion.
So console gaming's not dead. Apparently.
What was it supposed to be?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like back in the 70s when Rolling Stone said that God was dead. Like, it wasn't true, but
Wasn't that the Beatles?
it was on the cover. The Elton John song is like,
I thought
"In
that
the
was
New
Time.
York Times." It was the New York Times. And the New York Times said God was dead.
Oh, I thought the Beatles said. Oh no, they said they were bigger than God.
Yeah. That's
So they thought God was still very much alive.
Yeah, but they were just larger.
They weren't. They just thought they were.
Well,
No,
can you
no.
really say that? Like, how do you know how big God is physically?
Moving on.
Well,
All right.
he'd have to be a physical entity.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have to be a physical entity to even measure that.
That's true.
That's true. So.
But yeah, people thought that console gaming was dead. That this was going to be the final generation of consoles before we all just glue our phones to our faces.
I feel like
so
those
that
are the
they're well within our
those
reach.
are the Scientologists of
They
marketing.
didn't think we were going to go PC Master Race. They thought we were going to go mobile gaming.
Yeah.
Because I'm embarrassingly super addicted to this mobile Star Wars game right now, but I'll get over it.
I have been playing the original Temple Run.
I am just destroying my score on Flappy Bird.
Oh man. All right. Any other thoughts on that?
No.
Nah.
You're not going to say what you put in the show notes?
Oh, no, that was just to mess with you.
I don't read what you put in the show notes.
Oh, then
Here
how
we
do you know
go,
it's there?
baby.
How do you know it's there?
Eddie McCooch over at
I tweeted at him and
He-
asked how to pronounce that name, and he did not answer me.
Eddie Mackich. I don't know how you say it.
I like Makooch.
but you are an all-star over here on the Player 3 podcast. Give us a follow back, Eddie. We love you. We want to bring you onto the show. We want to give you a seat of honor. We want to feed you a feast. We want to pick your brain about all of the latest news that has been released.
And Luke is excellent on the grill, so if you want to feast.
It's very true. You got to preheat the grate before you put the meat on it, Howard.
Duh.
You can't just throw the
Shots fired!
You
Shots
can't.
fired!
You can't throw the cold meat on the cold grates. That's the law. Trying to cook a medium rare steak on non-preheated grates, Diz. There should be laws against this stuff, guys. Vote. All right? Get out and vote.
Don't
This
be
is
a
why
thought.
it's-
Get out and vote. Come on, guys.
You should run marketing.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. Anyway, I just realized I went on that rant and we're on the tiny screen. Hold on. I got this. You cannot put cold meat on cold grates. All right. Eddie Mackich. He writes,
Eddie Makooch.
Demand for the $150 Xbox One Elite controller has surpassed Microsoft's original planning, and the company is now, quote, working to get more in stock. That's according to Xbox boss Phil Spencer, friend of the show, along with Eddie Mackich. who talked more about the demand for the sold-out controller in an exchange with fans on Twitter recently. Quote, "We are working to get more in stock. Sorry they've been so hard to find." Asked by another if they could expect to be able to buy an Elite controller before Christmas, Spencer wouldn't say yes or no. Quote, "It's tough, as I don't want to overpromise. Demand has just exceeded our planning. If you find one and you want to pick it up, sorry. And you want it, pick it up. Sorry." There were commas there, and I didn't. So, yeah, the Xbox One Elite controller is really, really popular, and I am actually pretty... I think I'm surprised by it.
You can now vote.
Oh, what did you...
Can you put cold meats on cold grates?
All right. I will be the first person to vote on this. Hey, Diz, you're on Twitter and you're following us, right? Can you go online, find the link, put it in the chat, and then just keep dropping it in the chat every, I don't know, what do you think, 18,
22
20 seconds?
22 seconds.
Yes. Retweet. All right. Seth, you get on Twitter. You vote as well. Oh, no, I didn't mean to vote yes. Can I change my vote? No. No, Larry, you got to delete it and do it again, buddy.
Oh, my gosh.
I voted wrong.
I'm working on it.
I put yes. You're going to put something derogatory towards me. I know it.
I know it.
All right. Anyway, so the Xbox One Elite controller has apparently blown Microsoft's expectations out of the water in terms of its sell-through. And I can't decide if I'm surprised by this or not.
I'm not. I mean, it seems like the thing gives you an edge, and people like having an edge.
And it is cheaper than other mod controllers out there. You know, you're paying $350 for one of these modded controllers. You can get this for half the price. So I imagine it cut into that market a lot. And I imagine there were a lot of people who just own regular controllers that jumped on this as well. But I also think that there's this premium market for these products that is bursting at the seams. I think video games are so popular right now, and people are so attached to these things. Even just casual gamers who just play, you know, your Call of Duties and your Halos, you know, they are willing to throw money at anything that's put out, you know. And I'm one of those people who I'll just buy the latest hardware to come out. What's going on, buddy? Oh, I apologize.
I redid the tweet.
Okay. I'm going to go be offended now.
Yeah, no, I didn't do anything derogatory to you. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to vote yes again.
I'm not deleting it again.
All right, here we go.
All right, now you can vote on whether or not you can put cold meats on cold grates.
Can't put cold meat on cold grates, and I'm just going to buy your vote.
Be a good citizen. It's not just a right, it's a privilege.
Here we go. If you vote on this, I will give you something on this tree.
Everyone who votes?
Everyone who votes. It's just going to be the little green plastic things. We'll just cut a handful of them off.
Yeah.
And we'll send them out.
Yeah.
The stamps may get expensive. So I'm going to need you guys to chip in.
Don't we have money in our tip jar?
That pays for us to be able to put the podcast online.
Crap.
Crap.
All right. Any other we've been so distracted, but the Xbox One Elite controller. I do think there is this market though that people are just like, I'll throw money at whatever.
Yeah. I'm not in that market because I don't have enough money. But
That's the thing. It just seems. I mean, I guess you could look at it as an advantage, but I just don't get it.
it's not an advantage worth 3 times a normal controller to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's so many people that suck at video games, such as myself,
Right.
that think if they buy these things, they're going to magically get better,
Right.
and then they don't
Right.
because they just inherently suck at video games.
Right.
Unless they're a sports game.
Right.
I'll take you.
Then I suck.
All right. That's it for the news.
News with the podcast guys.
Look at Larry participating in the jingles.
And keep him short and sweet. You keep his attention.
All right. Moving on. We got reviews for you.
Hello.
Seth.
Talk to me.
No, you talk to me about Star Wars Battlefront.
I love Star Wars Battlefront.
Do you love Star
I
Wars
do.
Battlefront?
I do. I absolutely do. I played the beta, and I remember speaking about it on this podcast, this very podcast. Not today's podcast, but this podcast a few months ago. And I was kind of mixed on it. I just didn't really – I wasn't in love with the gameplay. I thought it was very kind of average. And probably some degrees it very much still is. But now that I've played multiple game modes other than the 2 that were available at the time, I think there's a lot of variety. Things feel a lot smoother, a lot more fluid. And it's just so much fun. Again, at the very base, I think the reason why the game sells so well, being kind of an average shooter experience, is that you're able to get in and play through those Star Wars fantasies that I've been playing since, like, in my head since I was a kid. It's just absolutely breathtaking. Everything's beautiful. I love running through, like, I forget what planet it is, but there's the planet that's like covered in lava and like kind of not frozen lava, but the lava that gets hard and turns kind of black and has like tar and stuff all over the place. Magma is lava. I forget what it's called. It's been a long time since. No, was it Mustafar?
I thought it was. Where Anakin fought Obi-Wan?
I didn't think it was actually there though.
You were supposed to be the chosen one.
You underestimate my power.
Magma is a mixture of molten or semi-molten rock, volatiles, and solids that is found beneath the surface of the Earth. So that's not it.
No, it's not it.
I did not realize magma was a literally
liquid hot magma.
Transliteration of a Greek word.
But yeah, like when I'm a stormtrooper, I love playing in third person. When I'm a rebel, I play in first person because they're just not as attractive to look at. You don't see the armor really clinking together and yada yada yada. But I love playing on like that map because when you're indoors, you're nice and clean and white, and when you as soon as you run outdoors, like the longer you're out there, the more your armor kind of tarnishes. You got like the soot and stuff will build up on your armor.
I didn't realize that. That's cool.
Yeah. Play in third person more.
I played
it. Doesn't
zero.
really. That's the only map that it really matters on because like when you're on Hoth, it's the snow. It doesn't really build up that much, and you're white anyway. And it might do it a little bit on Tatooine, but I don't think I haven't really noticed it as much. But just that black on the white, and I want to say even like the more that you get shot, like you kind of start to see like laser burns on your helmet and stuff like that. There's a lot of detail put into the game. I was noticing even like when your ATSTs are stomping around, they were like tar and stuff was like splashing up from their feet whenever they would take a step. It's just a lot of fun. The sound effects, like Luke said about towards the beta, are just astounding. Mm-hmm. I love seeing like the lasers shoot against like snow or rock and the sparks splashing up, just like in the movies. Even though it's not canonical in terms of like people and events being in the places that they were, and there's technology in the game that wasn't really in the original films. It's just so much fun to jump in there and just shooting lasers all over the place.
Have you seen this graphics mod by this guy?
No.
This dude, it's just an upscale of textures and a couple little minor tweaks, but he got the game looking like this on there. And I mean the game is beautiful in and of itself, but this is a PC mod made by Martin Bergman. And these are just some of the screenshots of what he does. Like when you get close to the character models, you can tell like it's still a game. But as far as the like this picture is crazy to me. And for our audio listeners, this is gonna suck. But the game is beautiful in and of itself, and the attention to detail, not just in the replication of the environments, but just in like, and it's what we talked about with the beta, just its integration of the licensing and down to the design of the armor, the design of the weapons, the design of the sound effects, the fact that if like the rebel side is winning, you hear their song playing, you hear the Imperial March playing if the Empire is fighting back, striking back. So
striking back, if you will.
It feels like a Star Wars game should feel to me.
It's like this is one of those few games that like I probably will end up buying the season pass for just to be able to like jump into it more and more. It's not something that I feel like I need to play every day, but it's something that I will go back to. Like I've said, like I said before that I thought I would. I can see myself playing this for years and years, unless they come out with Battlefront 2 in like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
In which case I will be playing that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting also to see them starting to implement more of the stuff from the new trilogy and the stuff from the prequel trilogy, as far as maps. And
are they probably going to be doing that?
Isn't Jakku from...
Jakku is from... like
The Force Awakens?
Kind of. Jakku was apparently like the battle was happening during Return of the Jedi, but it's something that was maybe mentioned like once in reference. I think I remember hearing it that way. So it happened canonically simultaneously with Return of the Jedi, but they were shoving the battle on like the forest moon of Endor.
I heard that, or I'd read somewhere that in the trailers when you see the girl riding in front of the crashed Star Destroyers and stuff.
That is
that's
Jakku, but that's after the battle, like where that crashed Star Destroyer is. So
Yeah.
the actual battle, which you would probably be playing in this game, is Return of the Jedi. So the answer kind of goes both ways. I would really love to be able to play as like what's the new Empire quote unquote called in Force Awakens, the First Order.
I've very deliberately not paid any attention to as much information as possible, so I can watch the movie with
I
no
understand.
expectations.
But I'm trying to do the same thing too, but it's difficult.
It
But
is difficult.
the stormtroopers,
They're saturating
the new
everything.
stormtroopers look awesome. And I would like to play as one of those because like I love again playing in third person, and I can, every once in a while, depending on how you turn, you kind of see your stormtrooper like look over his shoulder, or kind of behind him, or something like that, and you can see his little grill right there. And I just love Star Wars so much.
Yes.
I asked on Twitter the other day if anyone has taken all the clips from the trailers and been able to just assemble the entire movie yet. Because I feel like every time I turn around, there's some new TV spot, some new trailer, some new something that's out. And I, like Larry, even though I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan, I try to avoid trailers in general for most things, just because they're fraught with spoilers.
Yeah.
So, but I've played for probably 5 of my 10 hours. You know, enough to get a good feel for it. And like you said, it's not a game you got to put in every day, because I don't think the progression system really gives you a ton of advantage as you move forward. Like, you'll unlock like the thruster pack, like the jet pack, to be able to
That's
take you away,
valuable,
yeah.
but I mean,
Well, but for the most part, the guns you get at the beginning, like, play for about an hour and you unlock guns that can make you competitive in it. And it's such as a shooter in terms of mechanics, it's such a stripped away kind of basic example of what a first person shooter is that like, it's really easy to just hop in and feel like you're good at it when you go in.
the first night, I think you might not have been on. I can't remember. I was playing with Ben. I think you guys did jump on because we played Halo later. But I was just sitting there and I was going ham on everyone and just wreaking havoc. Going ham. And it was just so much fun. And that's not to say that it's an easy shooter by any means, but it's just I feel like it's very accessible. And like you said, I don't notice as much of the auto aim. Affecting me.
You can even go in the settings and turn it completely off.
Right,
that is
right.
my single favorite thing about the game. If I had a nickel for every time I got screwed over in a shooter by auto aim, I would be able to buy all the PlayStations.
All the PlayStations.
All of them.
Man buys 100 million PlayStation 4 units.
Refuses to share.
As soon as he's done with the game, he just throws the whole PlayStation out.
Beat it.
Review in a word?
Astounding. I'm still just blown away by how much I enjoy this game, and it's something that like I haven't been gaming as much the last few weeks, just because I've been busy. I've been all over the place, and that's the game. Whenever my girlfriend comes over, she wants to play Black Ops because, like, she's tried playing Halo. She hasn't tried playing Battlefront because she has no interest. She doesn't like Star Wars or has never seen Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. How did she take it when you broke up with her?
Right? Not too well. But it's hard for me because, and we've actually gotten onto this thing where we take turns. Like, I have the Xbox on which I play Battlefront, and she has the PS4 on which we play Call of Duty. And we'll take turns, and like she'll play a round of Call of Duty, and I'll play a round of Battlefront. I just feel like I want to play, and it's hard. I had to jump on Halo. Like, I had to make myself jump on Halo last night, which I love, but because I just hadn't been playing it for a few weeks, and all my attention had been towards Battlefront and Call of Duty, and the rest of the holiday season is going to be pretty tough because I still want to try out Fallout. I still want to try out Rainbow Six. Well, not immediately, of course, like we spoke about earlier, but I don't know. I'm just buy the game.
Nice.
Fine.
Today. You talked me into it.
All right.
Go
ahead.
I've brought this up several times over the course of this podcast's existence, but there's this old game, Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Academy. Mm-hmm. It's an RPG, and it's my favorite Star Wars game of all time. You just had so much freedom in the development of your Jedi and your powers. But it had a multiplayer aspect I mean, you could fill that thing up with AI opponents, but I would love to see something like that brought back where you're playing these like huge multiplayer battles, but all of you are Jedi. That would be so much fun.
Yeah. Well, and I think from like an RPG standpoint, you need to be looking forward to EA's Visceral's game, the people who made Battlefield Hardline. Amy Hennig worked on the Uncharted series. She's writing the story for it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people think it's going to be really, really good. I think that's going to be right up your alley.
This is a Star Wars game?
Yeah.
I know nothing about this.
Yep.
Excellent.
There's very little to know about. That's
There's a
that's
game.
the rundown.
Well, hopefully
All
it'll
right.
be that Darth Maul game everyone wanted to see back in the day.
That's actually being there's rumors of that being worked on, but they've got to get permission from EA because EA holds exclusive licensing for Star Wars for like the next 5 years or something like that. So, and that game was being made by some other studio, not owned by EA.
I feel you.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna. I've only played 5 hours, so I don't want to give a review on a word. So, all right, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment, the random question of the week.
Random question of the week for the month for this week. Yeah.
That's called Harmony, baby.
Ebony.
I want to ask you guys. We play online a lot.
Uh-huh.
I love playing online.
Uh-huh.
I really miss online lobby chat.
Yeah.
When people just kind of didn't use party chat, they just hung out with whoever that was with them. But it got me thinking last night as we were playing a little bit of Halo. What are the most egregious online chat sins? Like when you were on the mic, what can somebody do that just immediately begins to anger you, whether you're in or out of a party? Random lobby or people you're with?
I think the most obvious answer is playing music in the background. Like, I hate jumping into a lobby on Call of Duty, or it doesn't really happen in Halo and whatnot anymore because there are no pregame, postgame lobbies. But you finish like you
Natasha Bedingfield.
and all of a sudden there's some rap song that you've never heard. It's probably like it's probably some cat trying to get their music out there. Yeah, Xbox Live. Never found a love like this.
You know that song, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I was on my connect. Like I was trying because Bridget was over last night, and
Did Bridget know the song?
she had her headphones in, but I was trying to be able to for her to hear the conversation. But really, I couldn't figure out how to adjust the party chat settings to go over the game volume.
Right.
So I couldn't
You're
hear
old
you until I
and
put
you
my
don't know
headset
anything.
in.
I understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is true. But anyway, it's my old pretty voice. So you're welcome. What were we talking about?
The most egregious sin you were talking about playing music. In the background.
I just absolutely hate jumping in there and just music blaring in my ear that I don't want to be listening to. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I hate that too, especially when it's so loud you can't understand any of it. Like
You can't understand anybody else who's trying to talk.
Yeah. Mine would have to be when people start talking to people that aren't involved in the game. And Sam did it last night. Sam, for the first 15 minutes after hopping into the party, continued to have a conversation with his wife until she went to bed. And it's like, why did you jump into the party? And I love playing with Sam. Sam's a cool guy. But you know who else does that all the time, though?
Ben?
And I'd say this if he was here, too. Ben.
Oh, absolutely.
Ben will we were streaming. I was talking to a guy at church on Sunday who watched us playing Battlefront. And he was like, I hopped on for just a few minutes, and I heard Ben talking about getting his underwear out of the laundry to Nicole, and so I backed out.
Immediately jumped out. Yeah. I used to talk about it all the time when we played Destiny together. Like I love him. He's like, yeah. Hold on, Seth. Or actually, sometimes he doesn't even say "hold on, Seth." He's just like, yeah.
The mute button's right here.
I just and they'll start talking about The Voice or whatever they're watching over there. And I'm just like, sometimes I'll unplug the headset for a little while.
Oh, Larry.
Mine is the way that 90% of random gamers react to a female in the lobby.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard that happen in a long time.
It's because there aren't lobbies anymore.
That's true.
But it's just, it ranges from the scary aggressive to just the very creepy. Like, we went to school with a guy who really creeped me out. He sent a friend request to every girl that he ever played a game with.
I love that story so much. We tell it all the time now. So
It's got to be interesting now because, like, on your PlayStation, it shows you like the people you may know if you have your Facebook link to it, and other people have their Facebook, so you can see the pictures of the girls, and you're like, "Ooh, I see Katie's online. Let me send her a follow-up request."
why you got to bring Diz's wife into this?
Why did
Not,
you go there?
I didn't specifically mean your wife. I just that's the first name that popped into my mind because I am in love with your wife. I'm not in love with his
gosh.
wife. I'm not.
Oh gosh.
It all makes sense. It all makes sense.
It's all coming together.
I'm gonna firebomb his car here in a little bit.
On the game.
On the game.
He will firebomb his car on the game.
Josh Lilly is a terrorist.
Are there any other egregious online chat sins that you can think of? Mouth breathing is another big one. Being under the age of 13 is another one. Like if your mom had to show up for you to be able to purchase the game that you're playing, please don't use a headset.
Oh yeah, I was playing in like a Destiny. I was raiding with some kid on Destiny a while back, and of course I haven't played it. I haven't played on Destiny in a while. Did Ben tell you this story?
I think Ben was in
It might have been a different. I'm not
Oh,
sure,
okay.
but I don't think Ben ever played with this kid. But he was actually pretty cool, and I didn't realize that he was 14 because his voice was deeper than mine until like his mother came on. And she's like, I can hear her in the background, like, "It is 1 o'clock in the morning. You need to be in the bed." And he's
And
like,
you were like, okay, I'm going. Sorry.
"Yeah." He's like, "Mom, please, Mom."
Don't hit me.
And then she's like, "I'm going to tell your father." And he's like, "Tell him I'll be off in 15 minutes. Just give me 15 more minutes." And then, like, finally his dad comes back on like an hour later, and he's like, "Do you have any idea what time it is?"
And he said, watch your language, Dad.
And at which point I was like, "Oh, please no, Dad."
And you just heard a lawnmower revving up.
Yeah.
And then you
Or,
ended up
yeah.
on YouTube.
I generally hate trolls, but did any of you ever get not you, Seth, I know, but did either of you ever get to see the master troll David Hudson at work on an Xbox Live game?
I always just step back from these conversations because they offend me.
Yeah.
Because I am the greatest troll of all time.
I don't know, man. Like, there is literally nothing in the world that can upset David Hudson. He is just immune to all of it. I love that guy. I want to marry him.
You should.
And
'Cause
in
you
most
can.
states now, that is.
In all states now, ladies and gentlemen. Just
Oh,
don't
that's
go to
true, I
that one
forgot.
county in Kentucky.
Oh my god.
All right. Let's go around the circle. Seth.
My name's Seth. You can find me on the Xbox Live at Dongzors, Dongzorz, Dongzors,
Yeah, you
or
can.
PSN at Buttzors, Buttzorz, Buttzors. Little monopoly on my whole lower body thing going on with my tags. And, yeah, add me.
No.
Or don't. I don't really care.
I am on Xbox Live at the Ninja Squirrel, the space, Ninja space, SQRL.
Ooh.
There it is. One of these rare episodes.
The
of
unicorn.
Back, I got to make a
Tag.
pee-pee.
And I'm on Twitter at Lair Hunts Zombies, LARHUNTS ZOMBIES.
What are you streaming this week? Van Helsing?
Probably Van Helsing.
Nice.
Sounds like fun.
I am Luke Croft. You can find me on Twitter at TK from Antioch. You can also find me writing over at twinfinite.net. I have a piece on 5 predictions for PSX on there, including a release date for PlayStation VR, No Man's Sky, PlayStation VR Sport, and a couple other things. Go check that out. You can find me on PSN at Lodger Blackman and on Xbox Live at Download a Hoagie. We are the Player 3 Podcast. Watching us live over here on twitch.tv/Player3 Podcast. Find us on youtube.com/Player3 Podcast. Buy Larry a real Bandits mask so he doesn't have to do this anymore.
This is PlayStation VR.
We are the Player 3 Podcast. Player 3 Podcast. P3P. Okay.
Okay.
Seth is making a pee-pee right now. Not in the
Ladies
toilet.
and gentlemen, and welcome to the Player 3 Podcast After Party Lounge, where we do what I say because I'm talking today. So
And
forget
butt
your...
plugs
No,
is a
no, they're
currency.
not.
They are.
No.
You can go right over to
No,
your bank
they're not.
and deposit all
Not
of your
freaking
butt
currency,
bucks
so you
from
just
your
shut
butt
your mouth.
checks.
Shut your stupid mouth.
It's Seth's after party lounge, so
I know.
I'm waiting on him to get out from making a pee-pee. Chat was slow today.
Started
What'd
out
you do?
strong. Yeah, why'd you run everyone off?
What did you do, Diz?
Did you fail to post the poll every 22 seconds like I requested?
I don't see it posted once.
Not
It's upsetting me.
Oh, you put some shoes on. Hello,
I'm from
and
West
welcome
Virginia.
to the Player 3 Podcast After Party Lounge. We're butt bucks. Never found a love like this.
Huh? Well, I gotta stop the stream and then come back on the stream. We're gonna do that real quick so that I can play whatever.